Overcoming myths and objections, we may vacate before the upgrade simple payment period is done. Let's assume that you're thinking about vacating, okay? First of all, are you sure you're leaving? Have you considered the non-utility cost financial and non-financial benefits of doing the project while you still have time left in the space? Would those benefits help you more than recoup the first cost before you vacate, even though you'll likely leave the upgrades behind when you do? We've talked about this concept in earlier lessons. I gave the example in an earlier 6-minute lesson about the aluminum windows and doors manufacturer that found out that when they improved their lighting, because frankly it was dangerous, they made a 4.2-year payback lighting retrofit happen, just out of concerns for safety, I think. But then when they did it, they realized that their aluminum scrap rate went down by 25%. And when they valued the aluminum scrap that they avoided and they put that in the denominator of the simple payment period calculation, the lighting retrofit wasn't a 4.2-year payback anymore. It was 39 days. So you think you may be leaving at the end of your lease term, but wow, is there a similar savings hiding in the ceiling that you could capture long before you leave? And how about your share of the utility cost savings and any rebates and incentives? And by the way, do you have any lease renewal periods you might want to exercise? Because when someone says their lease is up, in many cases they're really talking colloquially and they're not really speaking with respect to how many lease options they have. Just that the current lease option they're in now may be up in 2 years, but they may have 2 more 5-year renewals or even longer. So one of the questions you might ask a person that says on first blush that they're leaving, you may compliment them on the quality of the fixtures and the finishes and the furnishings. Hey, how much did you invested in these fixtures and finishes here? The implication being that all this stuff, all this blood, sweat, and tears they invested into the building is going to stay with the space when they leave. You might say, how are your customers all in the area? I mean, do you have a lot of walk-in business? People know where you are? How about your workforce? Do they all live nearby? How likely is it that you'll actually leave? And I think when you actually ask people to be introspective in that manner, they'll realize that, sure, their lease may be up, but if they have a renewal period, they're probably going to exercise it because the cost of leaving is very, very high. The inconvenience of leaving to both themselves and their capital budgets for new improvements in a new space and their customer patronage and their workforce. I mean, there are lots of reasons to stay. So think about these things the next time someone says, oh, no, we may be leaving.